He is Dr. Michael Minnick. Our conversation is brought to you by Marcus and Mack, a law firm representing injured people. But wait a second, you say you're so darn busy right now. The school year's over. Isn't this the time when you just kick back, put your feet up, and wait for the new one to start in a couple of months?
No, it isn't. We first of all, even in a normal circumstance, whatever normal is, there is so much planning for the upcoming year. For example, yesterday we were interviewing all day for teaching positions at both the secondary and elementary levels. Of course, we're looking at programs, curriculum, and different various things that we do. I liken it to, I love using analogy, like sports analogies.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you hear about, for example, everyone's in this region is a Steelers fan, and the last game of the season, the story then becomes, okay, what's the game plan for draft? And then once the draft happens, it's like, okay, where are we going to play these players? Where are we going to put people? And then how are we going to devise a better offense or a better defense so that we can get back to the Super Bowl? And I think any winning organization does that. There's really no downtime. I think that's a real big misunderstanding with education, that summertime is like, I know that teachers take off, but we have a summer skills program that we're offering. And we have, I believe, in the neighborhood of 400 or 500 kids at the junior high right now. So that is all really good stuff. And then there's just the working in the public sector. There's all the year-end stuff that is very typical, paperwork and reporting and things of that nature that, most people don't even think about as part of our processes. So there's a lot going on this time of year.
Yeah, I always liken it. People ask me about radio, and I say when it works best is when you've done enough planning that what's happening on the air right now is really the secondary concern, because you've done all the preparation that needs to be done. You're always thinking about what's next when you're in this business.
Right.
So if you're preparing for what's next and you prepare properly, then what is going on now has already been worked out, and those things should just fall into place. But I know that it doesn't always fall into place, and a part of what you do in the summertime has to be review of the year just passed, and you look at what worked and maybe what could work better, and you're going through that process too.
100%. We really got our positive behavior support program off the ground this past year, but to say that we did it in full would be misleading. We did launch it, and our elementary partners are a couple years ahead of the secondary with that. But this year we're looking forward to how can we do it better? How can we be more consistent and more impactful with our rewards system? We give out tokens. They're PBIS bucks. They're just little photocopied money with the Indiana logo in the middle, and they're tokens just acknowledging when kids are being good citizens. And we have very specific character attributes and behavior attributes that we're looking to reinforce. So we're really looking forward to that. That's going to be a big part of our success with the multi-tiered systems of support, and really our focus with MTSS is both academic and the social and emotional supports and gains that we're looking to achieve, build on, our first relatively normal year in several years. So we're looking to build upon that for sure. And reflection is a big part of our growth process. Right now we are doing a lot of that.
Yeah. So you've developed your own script there, huh?
Well, we really have a good template that the elementaries are following. And believe it or not, I do believe that a little bit more elementary flavors at the secondary level work. There are certain things that I think 10 years ago, I would have said, oh, that'll never work at a junior high. That's too elementary. That's too, primary, or our kids wouldn't appeal to that. And the PBIS is a great example. I never would have thought that 8th graders would have gravitated toward these little monetary tokens and then use them to cash in for rewards. But boy, they do. And I've even heard that in professional workplaces that adults do. It's just a symbol to say, hey, we notice you, we're appreciative of you, and it reinforces the things that we're trying to instill in young people. And that script is laid out. It may be a little bit different for the junior high, which is something that we're designing, but by and large, there's a pretty solid game plan that we're running with, and we have a number of supports with our school psychologists, as well as representatives from Patan helping us execute the play of implementing PBIS.
Dr. Michael Minnick is with us, Indiana Junior High School principal, and you mentioned a couple of moments ago the teachers get some very, very necessary time off in the summertime to recharge, and for a lot of them, I know that professional development happens in the summertime. Some of them are back in college classes, furthering their educations there, pursuing other degrees. Some of them are brushing up on some things that they want to bring to the classroom in the coming year. That sort of dedication is something that I think needs to be celebrated a little bit. And in fact, that's the sort of thing that I know that you do very much appreciate in the staff there.
100%. Continuous learning is, I've had courses myself that are graduate courses, and when you're working full-time taking courses, it's just a lot. That's why not everybody does it, because it's hard. And the reality is our teachers are absolutely striving to grow and to get better, and a lot of them do capitalize on the summer months to attain their continuous their credits for continuous professional development. There are standards that we have to adhere to for that. So it's not like it's not as if they can just get their teaching certificate and then just sit back and coast. They have to continually add to their credentials as learners, and this is a great opportunity these months to do that. And we do have when we did the Strengths Finders skills and strengths assessment at the junior high, we started doing that 7 years ago with our staff and with our students, and learner was the most popular strength among our teachers, the strength of being a learner. People who are learners they have an appetite for learning new content, for figuring out ways to apply it so that they can grow as professionals, and that was the number one strength amongst our faculty, which is no surprise. I think that's what draws people into the education in the first place. But these months are very popular for getting grounded, and also just opening a book and activating their mind in a less stressful environment. So
yeah. Yeah, and I know that you very much appreciate the hard work of the custodial staff and the people who work on the physical plant there at the junior high school. The kids come back in the fall; they're going to find shiny new floors and everything put back together. In the course of a year, there might be some wear and tear on a building or on a room, and they work very, very hard. Because the custodial staff, everybody is very proud of the building in which they work, and they've got a beautiful one in which to work.
I couldn't agree with you more. Rob Peace is our head custodian at the junior high, and his right-hand man is Evan Jeffries, and Evan is a former student. I actually had Evan out at Ben Franklin when I was the principal out there, so they set a great tone. They take immense pride in the school. I was actually, some administrators were over at the junior high for our summer school the other day, and one of them had mentioned to me they could not believe when they were touring the building that they saw custodians opening every single locker and wiping down the inside of every single locker. Now, their job is a lot more complicated when we have all these kids for summer school, but they don't complain. They go about their work. They find areas that they can work in while students are there. And then when our summer enrichment program is over, or summer skills camp, rather, is over, they'll clean the areas following up where we had classes so that so the building is ready for the fall. But I can't emphasize enough how terrific our custodial crew is. They're the very best, and they're easy to work with and so reliable. They're truly a huge reason why that school has the culture that it does.
Well, they got you through this past year. They're working hard to get you ready for the next one, and so's everybody else at the junior high. Dr. Michael Minnick, thanks so much for visiting with us this morning.
It's always a pleasure, Mr. Marino. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you have something fun planned for your summer. Will you get to get away and do anything fun?
Life is fun. Just life.
Well, I wish you the very best. I'll honk my horn next time I'm driving by Philly and Ninth, and you'll know if you see a beat-up old pickup truck driving by honking its horn, it'll be me.
Oh, yeah, that's the only one in Indiana. Thanks so much for visiting with us today. Have a great day.
True that. True that. Well, have a great day. I appreciate the call.
All righty. It is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS 101.1 FM and AM 1160.